Now, without doubt, the most impactful, frustrating, heartbreaking image out of Anzac Day yesterday was this picture of John Murphy. John Murphy has served this country, and John Murphy should have been able to be at the Shrine of Remembrance, but alas, he wasn't one of the 1,400 people who got a ticket, so he had to, medals and all, stand with his walker looking through a fence. I showed you this last night because I thought this should have been the front page today, but guess what? Nothing. You didn't see it. Some people saw us talking about it last night. Some people saw the photos, like Neil Mitchell, and he went hard this morning.
Victoria has mucked up Anzac Day. It was an awful symbolism. 78,000 people at the MCG, and we're out there boasting about a world record post-COVID crowd, and people standing behind a fence at the dawn service. Very few marching. Now, we got it wrong. Somebody got it wrong. What we're saying by that symbolism is sport is more important than sacrifice.
And sadly, that's true. Instead, what were the headlines that reflected what happened in Melbourne yesterday? That a person who should have been able to honour his own service and his mate's service and his family member's service? No, it was that there was a world record post-COVID crowd for footy. Who cares? But this is part of a wider trend where they are trying to do something to Anzac Day. I don't know what it is, I don't know why it is, but I think we all know what the real game is here. Because, yet again, the Turnbull Times, what did they run this weekend going into Anzac Day? They ran a ridiculous survey. A ridiculous survey that suggested crowds at Anzac Day services are plummeting due to the waning interest of younger Australians. What did they do? They compared the crowds of the 100th anniversary of Gallipoli to the crowds from 2019. And yeah, they were down a bit because guess what people like to turn up for? They like to turn up for big anniversaries. But how disingenuous. But sadly, the media, more attention on how many people were at the football than the bloke who wasn't able to go to a dawn service in the way that he should have. Apparent cherry-picking of numbers to suggest that somehow Anzac Day is on the wane and it doesn't really matter. And then there was this story from the West Australian newspaper that supposedly a survey said most people love the idea of a day off for Anzac Day, but they have no plans to honour Anzac Day. Well, thankfully there was a bloke who did honour the fallen in Perth yesterday, and he decided to march all by himself. He will be on this show in a couple of minutes' time.